What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back to another video, and today I just realized Todd McShay came out with a way too early mock, so I think y'all know what time it is. Obviously, thank you guys so much for getting to 2,300 subs. It's a big milestone for me. Obviously, just every single 100 that we get is so monumental. Every single one of you. So thank you guys for doing that. Please hit the subscribe button if you guys are new, because we got daily content coming out every day, and as soon as the schedule drops, we're gonna be doing records, predictions, all that fun stuff. So stick with me. Let's have some fun. And I already made a video for today, but I'm going to delay it till tomorrow just so we can relax and have a fun time with this one. So let's kick into it. Starting off with the number one overall pick, we got KT, my buddy from high school. Yes, I love this pick because, again, I think that I think you just get the generational talent. Quarterback, I mean, the quarterback class is not nearly as good as any of the past few years. So it's going to be a very weak quarterback class. And KT, he's a beast. He's a beast. He's definitely the best player in the class, in my opinion. Number two, Kedon Slovis. It really depends, because if I see that Pac-12 championship Kedon Slovis, I'm not going to take him ever. You see the fourth quarter Kedon Slovis become more consistent. Yeah, I could see this happening, but I'm a lot lower on Kedon Slovis than what most people are. I just really didn't think he played that well. He had a really good time when he first stepped in, but I thought his play slipped quite a bit. But there's still a chance for him to redeem himself because he's shown us that he definitely can play at a very high level. Three, I'm not sure actually how the rankings are made. So it says somewhere in here. I'm not going to. So it says he did not decide the draft order. So his power rankings. Okay, that's fine. But three, the Jaguars game Derek Stingley. I think they have three corners that are all high end starters. For me, honestly, if I were at this pick, maybe going the safety, even it sounds crazy, right? I just love Hamilton on this squad. So just put that, write it in stone for me. I'm going to be doing that pretty much every single week for the Jaguars until they show a bigger weakness. But damn, they got Tyson Campbell and Griffin on the outside, as well as Henderson in the slot, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, Derek Stingley Jr. is better than all of them, but you just gave like almost 50 mil to one of them, and then Tyson Campbell is going to be developing that other spot. I just don't really see what the point of this is. Number four, the Jets going cross. Ooh, that's interesting, because I can tell that he could definitely play across from Mekhi Becton. And then I haven't done enough tape study on Cross, but I've heard some very good things about him. And Mississippi State, they're sneaky good last year. So honestly, I wouldn't mind it as long as Charles Cross lives up to that hype. I think that'll be pretty damn solid. You know, if you have Cross, Vera Tucker, and then Becton on the other side, whew, that's going to be a good line. And again, you win these games through a really solid offensive line. Bengals going Zion Nelson. I think this is a little bit rich, but you guys know me. I'll never complain about a tackle. And again, Zion Nelson can play the real tackle spot, and Carmen can play the guard. I think that'd be fine with me. At six, we got Panthers going Kyle Hamilton. There you go. There's Hamilton. I don't know if this team needs him, but I mean, at this point, why not? I think that maybe going after a guy like the kid from Alabama, Evan Neal, he can play tackle or guard. That would be a pretty good addition there as well. But again, take the best player available. Kyle Hamilton might be the best player available. And number seven, the Eagles going Sam Howell. Honestly, if they're actually at number six, I'd consider a quarterback there. I could definitely see that. I actually, there you go. Tom McShay agrees. I'm surprised he's not liking Spencer Rattler that much. I'm not a very huge fan of Spencer Rattler personally, but again, this class, it's really up to how these guys play this year. Slovis, if we see him become more consistent, he'll rise up. Howell, if he can take a processing jump as well as play at a very high level, given the fact he lost all four of his starters, then that can also shoot him up. So this is one of the hardest years to judge what a quarterback is going to do. But Sam Howell here to the Eagles, you know, I think that he has one of the highest ceilings in the class. He's always been super talented, so I like it. But again, Panthers could definitely have gone a quarterback at that spot. Number eight, the Giants go Aiden Hutchinson. I think that's really rich for Hutchinson. He's a beast, but I just don't see that much upside with him. I got to watch some more of him, and I want to see him progress this year because he didn't pop off on tape when I was watching Quiddy Pay. There's some guys where I was watching Brady Christensen, and then like what's his name? I'm bugging. Oh my god, the Eagles took him in the third round. He's one of my favorite guys. It's Milton Williams. He just popped off. I'm like, who the hell is that? It was Milton Williams. So Obviously, I didn't see Aiden Hutchinson pop off, so I'm going to be a bit lower on him initially. Giants going Evan Neal. I like that. You can stick him in at guard. I love that pick. 100% love that pick. Vegas Raiders going Kaiir Elam. I think they do need a solid boundary corner, so I would definitely not be too pissy with them doing that at all. Again, Damon Arnett, not really the future. Trayvon Mullen, say, definitely not. It's definitely not filled. That role is definitely not filled. Kyrie Elam could definitely be one of the best. I like Ahmad Gardner a lot, but I can understand why some people don't. Number 11, the Broncos go Spencer Rattler. I can see that. I can see the Broncos going a quarterback at this draft. That's definitely something I could see. So we'll see how Rattler continues to progress, but it's just like it's hard to believe that like sometimes Rattler just doesn't look like anybody's home inside. There's just some decisions he makes that are just very stupid that pop off to me. It's like, oh, buddy, that should have been a lot worse of a play than what just happened. Like you were just totally gifted with the RNG of like probably playing a weaker defense. There's just some throws that was like that should have been a big pick and that should have been possibly a pick six, but you got lucky there. And apparently he has some major personality issues. Just not a big fan of Spencer Rattler, but I do respect his talent. 12, the Falcons going Chris Olave. I understand with Julio Jones potentially wanting to get traded or retiring. I can understand this move. I just think that cornerback is still a huge need. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with going and replacing Julio Jones with the Chris Olave role. I just don't know if Olave fits that. Next, George Karlaftis. He had 17 and a half tackles for loss. Oh, there you go. In his like true freshman season. Like, hello? Like, wow. Injuries have kind of hurt him quite a bit. So if he can return to being able to play at that level, okay, cool. But I think those injuries will actually play a pretty big factor in the fact that he might not be able to be drafted this high. I respect the talent, but let's just hold the horses. Cardinals going 7 Banks. I like the idea that he can play also safety if he's not that talented at corner, but don't think he's the third best corner in this class. I'm going to be honest. He got kind of torn up against Alabama, as did everybody. Washington getting Malik Willis. I already know that one of my boys in the chat are going to love this one, but I think it's a good fit. I really do. He's a really talented quarterback. 16, the Steelers going Desmond Ridder. Don't think the Steelers are going to be going for a very old, a super senior quarterback, but definitely Desmond Ridder doesn't feel like a Steeler to me at all. Matt Corral, my buddy from high school as well, he feels like one. He definitely has the risk-taking ability that the Steelers are kind of used to. I just think that would have been a much better move. Eagles going who? The fuck? Isaacs Taylor Stewart. Very interesting. I've never heard of this guy in my entire life. So this is definitely going to be something that I'm going to check out because I didn't know that he was even in this conversation because, of course, some of the guys I've been introduced to are like kind of like pre-ranked in my mind given the fact what PFN were ranking him. But I mean, they had Dylan Gabriel's 700, right? So Philadelphia getting Isaac. I don't know why I'm saying Isaac Taylor Stewart here. They do need a boundary corner. Again, I just go Ahmad Gardner, but that's my thing. Chargers going DeMarvin Leal. I love that. I think he could be a top 10, top 5 pick. He was actually in the mock draft that I did. New Orleans Saints and George Pickens really just depends if he could even return this year because of that torn ACL. But I don't think if he can't play this year, I don't think he's going to go in the first at all. Eagles going Bubba Bolden, right position, wrong player. Bubba Bolden, I watched him play. He's like more of that slot corner safety hybrid. I don't think that he is nearly a first round pick. I think maybe he's like worth a second, maybe a third, but definitely not a first. And there's a guy named Brandon Joseph who's a monster at safety for Northwestern, and this to me, not a vibe. Cowboys going Weidermeyer. I think this is written in stone. I know Camel Wolf's not going to like this, but to be honest, I 100% agree, and I don't understand why anybody would disagree. It's like, sorry if you don't like the pick, but like to be honest, like it doesn't matter if you like it or not. It's definitely a big position of need. No one cares about Blake Jarwin, and Weidermeyer's a really talented tight end. Like right now, so far, if the Cowboys are at number 21, they made the playoffs, and they were the second worst team in the playoffs, arguably. So it's like, okay, well, the cornerbacks did their job well enough, and now it's time to be able to get a talent on the tight end group. I don't really see a problem with it. I really don't. Titans going Mechie. I've seen this before. I don't like it. I just don't think Mechie's a talented target at all. I think he's the worst Alabama receiver that they've had that's starting in a long time. Big drop issue. Very big drop issue. So there's just not as much that's special about Mechie. He feels like a downgraded version of every other Alabama wide receiver I've ever seen. It's just I really don't think he's that talented. I think that he's a second rounder. It's still saying he's talented as hell, just not as talented as the four that came before him. Patriots going Garrett Wilson, yeah, especially if he's going above Garrett Wilson. That's ridiculous in my eyes. Garrett Wilson's very, very talented. I'd like him quite a bit. Next, we got the Miami Dolphins going Nick Broker from Ole Miss. I'm going to be honest, Ole Miss's offensive line was not too bueno. So I don't really know too much about Nick Broker, but I appreciate the idea that the Dolphins would go tackle. Again, they've kind of already solved that. So a little bit weird. There's another Nick who I would have taken there. Of course, I just totally messed this up. But yeah, of course, now I'm just messing up everything. But there's another Nick on the board that I personally would have taken way over, and that is Nick Bonito. So that is there we go. So I just really don't understand that personally. Taking Nick Broker here, I just don't get it. Really don't get it. Because you guys got wow, gotta love when all the pop-ups are ruining everything. I just don't get it. You guys got Liam Eichenberg last year to play that exact role that you're gonna try to get Broker to play. It just doesn't make sense to me. Nick Bonito would be an excellent replacement for what you lost in Kyle Van Noy, which I'm surprised they didn't address during the draft. Jets going Zach Harrison. Again, he's an Ohio State edge, and then you're going to be pairing up with Robert Saleh. Do I have to say more? No, it's a really good pick. Ravens going Rasheed Walker. Yeah. I mean, Penn State, they did have more some quarterback options there, and Penn State's known for their run game. So I think that he'd fit in really well. He just has to become a little bit more consistent with his play. Browns going Drake Jackson. I don't understand. Are they going to a 3-4 or something? Because people are trying to mock him like 3-4 outside linebackers. Drake Jackson's like, he is 255. So he is that Joe Tryon weight where he can play with his hand in the dirt, but he has a lot to grow. Lions going Mike Jones Jr. I cannot tell you how much I love that pick. He's 220 pounds, but he is 6 foot. So it's not like a 6'1", 220 or 215 like JOK was during the season. Mike Jones is 6 foot 220 during the season, and he could probably bulk up to 230. He's going to be perfectly fine. 90.2 coverage grade by PFF last year. I absolutely love that pick. Green Bay Packers going Christian Harris. Again, love the fit. I love it. You guys need to stuff the run. Christian Harris is great in the run game. I think that's great. Bills going Josh Jobe. Again, Ahmad Gardner. But, obviously everybody has their own rankings. Josh Jobe is he'll be able to play outside for the Bills. And to me, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Isaiah Spiller. No, I don't vibe with that. He's more of an aggressive runner. I don't think you really need that. I think that you should probably get more of a receiving back. You could look at Kyron Williams here. You can also look at Breece Hall here, who could be a 3-down back for you. I don't think Isaiah Spiller's worth that pick. Well, he's worth that pick number-wise, but over the other guys for that scheme, I don't think so. And the Chiefs King Xavier Thomas, look at him. He's making another rise. Unbelievable. Yeah, the guy was not too bueno last year. He didn't take a jump. So I don't understand. I don't get why he's in the first, because he had regression in college, and that is always a huge red flag. Don't get why Xavier Thomas is here. But hey, obviously we all know this is Todd McShay. He does whatever the heck he wants. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for going through the technical difficulties that we had mid-video. But I just hope that you guys did enjoy it overall. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the far side. Peace.